The show, you know where you are, the 9 and 9 with me, Tigo. And if you're sitting there right now, you know what's about to happen. Our buddy Jenna is here. We're going to talk about another step in her 5-step program to help you build more business, to be more successful, to get more organized and be consistent. I believe consistency equals success, and I think Jenna does too. You want to know about that? You definitely do. So sit right there. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back. Yeah, you heard me right. Jenna is here. We're going to talk about systems and consistency. Jenna, is that important?
Oh, yes, it definitely is. So I'm going to, oh gosh, how could I had my brain was just spinning as I was waiting to come on. And I was like, oh my gosh, how can I open this? But I think the most important thing is to remember the framework we're working off of, which I would love to share with you how I came up with this framework. This is not the Jenna Harris-Henrnandez framework. It's not mine. I mean, it is, but
it's
now first engineered. So I didn't take it from somebody else, I promise. But what I discovered, so I started coaching at the largest privately owned brokerage in the state of Texas, which is a pretty big brokerage. And I started discovering that 97% of all of my coaching, whether it was someone a week in the business, I think the newest agent I coached, I think was 3 days. Okay. The most experienced agent I coached had been closing over 160 transactions a year.
Wow.
Let me tell you something. This is going to be like, I don't believe you. Okay. But this is literally what led me to come up with this framework. Right. Every single one of them. Okay. And I'll tell you what the other 3% is here in a minute. The 97%, that baby agent and the one closing 160 needed at least 2 of these 5 things implemented in their business.
Okay.
You can have money in transaction count in the real estate business, which is my business field, without having all of these pieces. But what suffers is your life and your time. Okay. And here's the critical aspect of that. You own a job. If you feel trapped in success or stuck at the bottom or don't know where to go and move, I promise you, at 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, maybe all 5 of these things, this is what you need to master. And it, like I said, it's not me. I didn't pull this out of thin air. I learned this from the hundreds of coachings that I did. And I produce now many 6-figure agents and beyond. And so I know that this works. Okay. So that's where it came from, if that helps. All right. And what is that? Leads, conversion, value add, systems, and consistency. And I will send you all that.
Nice. Okay. So systems and consistency, what does that mean to you?
Yes. So systems. All right. I'm going to talk about consistency last, because that's the bow that ties the beautiful present together, right? That's everything. But systems are the very first thing that you will implement in your business that will start to really exponentially give you your time back and your life back, as well as exponential growth at the same time. Okay. I know this because when I first achieved success, which was like about 150 transactions a year, literally without a single assistant and no CRM.
Wow.
Okay. I was working 80, 90 hours a week, and I was becoming a mom at the same time. And it was honestly some of the most brutal years of my life.
I was going to say that had to be rough.
Oh, it was insane. And so the reason, part of the reason I'm so passionate about this is because I know what it's like to not have all these pieces in place.
Mm-hmm.
and the anxiety, the depression that I experienced, my relationship with my husband suffered. My relationship with my son, I was honestly sometimes felt like, not to talk about terms, it'll make dudes uncomfortable, but it is what it is, like a wet nurse. I just literally felt like all the pieces of my life and my time, I didn't have control of anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it was not healthy. Success can be achieved in a healthy way and a very unhealthy way. And systems, they help give you back your time. Why? Because it is leverage. That's what it is. It's leverage. And the bare bones minimum, you've got to have a CRM. Like, I know for everybody who's not techie, you're like, I have my Google spreadsheet and blah, blah, blah. If that works for you, that's fine, but you will stay where you're at every year because there's one of you. And your Excel spreadsheet cannot work while you are sleeping. You have to work it. It does not work for you, but your CRM does. Okay.
And for the people that are out there right now going, we just got into real estate or I just started my business, what the heck's a CRM? What the heck's a CRM?
It's a client relationship management system. Okay. So it's where you keep all the names, all the numbers. And if you're at a broker that provides you one, just use that one. It's usually part of what you're paying that person for. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So use that one and it sends out text messages, videos. If you're in real estate, it's going to send out, emails, and it's going to send out potentially property searches and all sorts of amazing things. So let it work for you. And if you're new and you're like, well, I just need leads first, let me tell you something. The top agent that I coach that's been doing like 160 transactions a year did it without a CRM and had no time to set it up anymore. And guess what you got right now? You got time, right? So you have the time to set up your business right. Do not be that person that looks back 5 years from now and you have a lot of money in the bank, okay, and absolutely no life because you were uncomfortable getting comfortable with leverage, okay, and technology. It's a beautiful thing when you can harness that. And if you don't know how to set it up, take the classes, hire someone to do it for you. That's actually part of what my coaching program does for people. We actually set it up for you. It's flash with you too. So it's a beautiful.
Wait. So you're telling me that if they've started a business, they're in real estate, or if they're already, a pretty successful real estate person anywhere in the country, they can hire you to help them set up their CRM and all of that?
It's part of what we do.
That's amazing. So how does somebody do that? How do they get in touch with you to do that?
Yes. So right now you can find me on YouTube, The Real Agent Flex. You can also find me on Facebook at The Real Agent Flex. And the flex is not like muscles, rah, and beating your chest and all the things. Okay. It's not the cars. It's not the fancy things. It's getting your life and time back and having some sort of beautiful semblance of balance and owning a business, not a job. All right.
Does it matter if they work for a different brokerage or even if they're not in real estate? Can they still come to you and have you help them?
Not if only real estate agents right now. In the future, we might expand, but right now we know this audience, we know their audience. And so we can really help them craft messaging that also turns their CRM into something that's giving back to them all the time. It's a beautiful thing.
How important is it? I mean, we already talked about generating leads a couple of months ago, and then we talked about what value you bring. Now we're talking about consistency and systems.
Yeah.
But how important is it for you to actually do it? I mean, if you create the videos, you don't put them out there. You generate the leads, but you leave them sitting on the table because you're scared to reach out. Yeah. How important is it to actually take action and be consistent when you take the action?
Yes, that's everything. That's everything. It's consistency. You have to take action. You have to get uncomfortable. You've got to do those things. Okay. And here's what I always tell people, if you are called to be an entrepreneur, you are automatically called to embrace discomfort and to overcome your fear. And I get chills when I say that because I have a class too that I'll also be teaching for free inside of our Facebook group, which I'm so passionate about, which is overcoming fear, killing comfort, and taking back your success story. Because if you are not able to take that next step, and every time you try, you withdraw, there is something that you don't know of yet that is holding you back, and it is likely rooted in fear, okay?
Wow.
Or something from your past that you're hung up on. Somebody's got to help you uncover it, because something's holding you back from that consistency. And consistency, so here's the 5 pieces, right? We've got
yes, please.
Value add, conversion, and we have the systems, okay, which is leverage. It can be people and technology. Okay, CRM is a baseline, but consistency, it's all here. And I'd love to share with you a tiny bit of my story. Do I have time for like 30 seconds of the story? I hope. Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
I was all about, like, I'm a high D. That means that I like progress, drive. I go, want to knock things off my to-do list. It makes me feel empowered and in control. Mm-hmm. Well, for years, I put my mindset on the back burner. Okay. And I just went after the success. I did all the things, but there was something inside of me that I kept getting capped, even in my success. And guess what that was? It was a huge, huge mindset problem. And I know that sounds maybe like, some people hear mindset and they're like, meh. And I'm like, your thoughts control your actions. Your actions control your choices, and your choices are the sum of your life. Wherever you are right now, it goes all the way back to how you're thinking. Period. End of story. Go to any coach, and that is the bottom line. It's not just my story. This is like the ticket to success. You have got to be consistent, and you can only do that if you work on this. And that's a big part of what I help people do. And y'all, I was a little ADHD, OCD, like kid from the middle of nowhere, East Texas. I had problems learning how to read. Like I was not set up for all of this success. Okay. All the odds were against me in a lot of different ways. Okay. But like, if I can do what I've done, you can maybe even blow me out of the water. And that's what a coach is for. It's to bring out the best in you. So I would encourage you that you've got to be consistently working on your mindset and consistently doing the calls and all the things that we talked about, these 5 things, with consistency, and you will have a business foundation.
You're amazing. I want to thank you for coming on and spending your time with us for the last 3 months. You're the best. I can't wait to continue this conversation again. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Appreciate you guys.
You're the best. All right, everybody, you know what to do. You go to tigodirect.com. You type in Jenna. You type in consistency. Guess what? She's coming up. Send her a message and say help. Or send her a message and say, hey, I heard you on Expert Talk. I'm listening and I'm being consistent. I'm working the 5 steps and I need your help to help me go to the next level. I hope you enjoyed this episode. You know we want you to come back next time. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time.